Ready? All right. Hello, everybody. You know me? Okay. No, you don't. But you know who I am. I'm Issa J, and alongside me, as always,
is your small Wrestling Alliance World Heavyweight Champion of Picking Things, Liam Landry.
yes.
Here
And
with
next to him is
blank. It's yeah.
crazy. So let's talk about.
It's vacant.
It's vacant.
The Ultimate
So
Champion of
anyone
all
wants to
time.
come by and take the seat, you're more than welcome. Okay, so bit of backtracking here that we got to do. Unfortunately, last week we were here doing the podcast, and about 30 to 40 minutes into the podcast, the stream went dead on us, and that completely sucked. We spent the next 20 minutes trying to fix it. Alas, it was not able to get fixed, so we had to abandon the show due to technical difficulties. We apologize, especially to those who were actually watching the stream. We had a couple people there, and they were watching, and they weren't happy, and that's understandable. It was something where we couldn't
You were less
control.
happy.
No, it totally broke my heart. It made DJ angry and burst out. The only thing that soothed our souls were Super Mario Maker 2. Liam here he is a part of the top 2%, which is amazing. But yeah, it was an unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a real difficult level, that one. It literally took 34 minutes off and on, but 34 minutes to get past that 2% finish. Yeah, I've been playing some more. Just yesterday, or maybe the day before, I got into some like new levels no one got into. I got some like first ones through, so I got some world records with that.
Nice.
I checked this morning. I still had like 4 world records, even though there's a few people who went through it. But
That's awesome.
I think with a few at least, I probably got like the fastest you could possibly. I didn't see any other way around it. There's actually one where I got it from dumb luck. There was like a thing where you had to like move Bowser down these switch path, the red blue switch path. But and it's like out of reach, so you had to like bounce off of a boom boom to hit it up there to do it. But there was one time when I caught it there and I hit him while he was still in the middle of it, so I was able to skip like the last part of the level. And it's like it wasn't for that. It's like so hopefully, unless someone else
Figures out that strat.
it wasn't even strategy; it was just dumb luck.
But yeah. So again, we apologize about all of that. How was your week for the people at home?
It was okay. I mean, that was probably the highlight there. You know,
Well, hopefully you keep that world record for a long time to come.
hopefully.
Yeah. My week consisted of work and watching The Boys. Really good show, and pretty good satirical take on entertainment culture that it is today, but with superheroes. I thought that was really intriguing. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. One of the New Zealand actors from the show called Outrageous Fortune, a New Zealand show that I watched all the way through. He's one of the main stars in the show, Anthony Starr, and I thought that was really cool to see him in such a high profile position on the show, and had a lot of good twists and turns, really good. And yeah, just spending time with the family, my girlfriend. That's basically all I do.
Yeah, watch out for those Australian actors and New Zealand actors. They can do pretty good American accents.
They can.
Or they'll trick you. I just saw in an interview that the kid who plays Archie from the Riverdale show is from Australia. He has like an
Cool.
Australian accent in the interview, and it's like, wow, it's what?
Also, who's the girl? And you were at Comic-Con, so you know this. Well, the girl from iZombie, she is from
Australia,
New Zealand.
New Zealand,
And she does many different American accents in the show, and she's so really good at them. Yeah. But yeah, those were our weeks. I guess it's time to get into the show proper. And first segment of the show, as always, is news outside of the WWE. This is where we talk about things currently happening, newsworthy, that is not, well, in wrestling, that isn't associated with the World Wrestling Entertainment. And the first thing we're going to talk about...
You got to put in that reference so people know we're not even talking about current events. First part, I'm just going to cover the most up to date standings for the G1 Climax. So we have in Block A at 12 points Kazuchika Okada. You're currently there, undefeated. Well, not actually, only one loss, and that was his latest match against Sonata. But beyond that, undefeated, and is the total points leader of either block. Then next we have Kota Ibushi at 10 points. At 8 points we have Kenta, Tanahashi, and Evil. At 6 points we have Sonata and Zack Sabre Jr. And at 4 points we have Lance Archer, Will Ospreay, and Bad Luck Fale. For Block B we have your leader Jon Moxley at 10 points. Then at the 8-point range we have Ishii, Naito, Goto, and Jay White. Then at 6 points we have Juice Robinson, Yano, Jeff Cobb, and Taichi. And 4 points at the back of the pack, Shingo Takagi.
Hey, can I look at them?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, what has been your favorite?
Well, I
matches?
also said that Okada was the overall points leader. It should be said that Block B still needs another night to catch up to him.
Mm-hmm.
Block A's had more matches, so Moxley can very easily match Okada's score if he picks up on the victory. If he doesn't have to face the might of Yano, at the end. It's a lot of good ones. I still heavily lean towards Sonata and Zack Sabre Jr. That's the real unique style one, and they work really great together for both ones. But Ospreay and Okada, or Ospreay and Kenta were really great as well. Okada's, of course, had quite a few. Zack Sabre Jr.'s had quite a few as well. I haven't seen it yet, but I heard good things about the Okada and Sonata one. So there's a lot of ones there. Moxley has been putting out really great matches. It's been pretty strong overall, at least for what everyone is supposed to do in their matches. Like say Yano, comedy wrestlers, so you're not going to get great technical classics out of them, but it's great, still good comedy. I kind of prefer Yano from last year though, just because he was going through this storyline of trying to be a serious wrestler, to be treated with respect, but kind of still falling back. And it does lean back to the fact that Yano actually has a background in amateur wrestling from high school and I think even college, and it's kind of interesting. I don't know if you ever even seen him. He's not actually with the company anymore. Like he was like part of Suzuki Union, and he was like the crazy guy that go around and bite people. I don't even know if you saw him in like a multi-man match before.
I think I've seen him once in a multi-man match. I think he was there on Dominion in early matches.
Yeah, he was waiting out, and he's left since then. But he was also another guy who was an amateur wrestler like an amateur background. It's, like, it's weird what they do with the amateur background guys.
Yeah.
It was actually interesting because Yano and him were like together in New Japan before he jumped ship to Suzuki. So, but yeah, it's interesting to think like that's what these guys with the technical background are doing.
But it's interesting because apparently John Moxley has lost to Switchblade Jay White as well. So, so that's very interesting there. And I guess why is Yano YTR? What does that stand for?
Why is Yano YTR in this person's? I should give credit to at Tharos. This is the person that I look at. They do a good job at tracking it. So that's at their Twitter at THAUROS _. So you can go follow them if you want to see coverage of the G1. And I'm sure other stuff from New Japan, I'm sure they talked about, but they do a really good job with updating and having a really good list. But yeah, why they chose to put that as him? Not sure.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure maybe it's the Y is Yano, the T maybe Toro, TR maybe is Toro Yano. I'm not sure whether you went with that way, but yeah. So, well, how about you? What are some good matches?
I'm loving Lance Archer stuff. I think he is a breakout star in this G1. He's really entertaining. Always and forever, Zack Sabre Jr. is doing fantastic stuff, and I will talk more about him in a later segment. Hopefully, we get that far this episode. But yeah, and who else?
It's got a good match going on
Osprey,
here.
Okada.
It's good Suplex City stuff going on. But yeah,
And it's not one-sided either.
No.
And it's really interesting to see all the people with 8 points, like Ishii, Naito, and Jay White coming back from a huge 3-loss, and just coming to win a lot of stuff. But yeah, so I'm loving A Block.
Shingo showing the effect of why you don't headbutt a Samoan there.
Might have a little bit of Samoan in him. Who knows?
Shingo, I guess you'd say?
Yes.
I don't know. That definitely Jeff Cobb does.
Yes, 100%. But yeah, I really loving a lot of A Block. Have not been watching and keeping up with B Block though, so I don't know absolutely everything going on.
Yeah, I saw it actually. He represented Guam in the Olympics. Jeff Cobb.
Oh, okay.
Yes. He actually carried their nation's flag for the ceremony. I saw a picture of it the other day.
Cool.
Someone tweeting that out. Yes. So which basically means if he went to the WWE, they'll pretend that he wasn't an Olympian. Because it wasn't with the U.S. Just like they ignore the fact that the Iron Sheik was actually a gold medalist in the Olympics.
Oh my word.
He didn't know.
Nope.
Yeah, he was a gold medalist in the Olympics for Iran.
That's funny.
Yeah, he was actually part of like the Iranian Guard, like the top level guard for the. I don't know what it would have been at the time. If it would have been like the dictator they had, or the caliph, or the elected officials afterwards. After the revolution. But he was part of the top guard, and he was an Olympic gold medalist.
That's cool.
Yeah, but they don't want to bring that up.
Well, of course not. It's WWE.
Yes. It's not American, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, the Bulgarian Brute was from Russia for like half his run.
That's just because no one's ever heard of Bulgaria. Sorry, Bulgaria. It's just true.
So, yeah, overall, this has been a very successful and really fun to watch G1. And I'm glad we've been able not obviously we're not able to see every night, every match. We definitely tried early on, but life gets in the way, and this isn't our full-time job, unfortunately. So we have been able to watch a lot of it, though, more than we have in the past, and it has been a very, very fun experience, I would have to say. You ready to talk Triple Mania?
Sure.
All right, so
which is the event for Triple A.
Yeah, Triple A's
other big events.
Massive event. Triple Mania just happened.
It's not a special house show run by Triple H.
True.
Called Triple Mania.
I mean, he would if he could.
It'd be Sledgehammer Mania.
So yeah, we had we're gonna go down the matches we have
like
here.
His own award show, the Golden Shovel.
Does he win everything over everybody?
Yes.
Continually burying?
Especially best women's wrestler.
Not even giving it to his wife.
No.
Right,
but
so
she created the title, so.
Yeah.
A lot of strength there from Shingo Takagi.
That was
did
cool.
Not even win on
Yeah.
I forget which one that's called. If that was Last of the Dragons or Made in Japan.
I don't remember. Right, so we had the Llave a la Gloria match, which had Astrolux, Dragonbane, and Archangel Divino versus Artemis, Toxin, and Arez. The first group of people I named, they won. I don't know any of those people.
No, I don't really watch a bunch of AAA.
Not much AAA at all. That was a
nice transition into the German suplex by Jeff Cobb there. Now he's going journey through the islands.
That's it.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Right, and we had AAA World Mixed Tag Team Champions in a 4-way match, and we had Lady Maravilla and Viano the Third Jr. Big, and they won. They're the new champions, and they defeated.
You're the third and junior at the same time.
I don't know. They defeated Mami and Nino.
My father was the third. I am the third junior.
Mami and Nino Ambuguesa, also defeating Sammy Guevara and Scarlett Bordeaux.
I know those two.
Yes, we know those two.
Yeah.
And also defeating Australian Suicide and Vanilla.
That I've actually heard of Australian Suicide and Vanilla actually.
Okay.
I've never seen Vanilla, and I don't know. I may have seen clips of Australian Suicide, but I've heard of him before.
So that's a dude?
Yeah.
Is he like Suicide from TNA or no?
No.
Okay. Then we had the AAA Trios Champions 3-way Trios match. It had El Hijo.
I just gotta have so many people in all these matches.
I know. It had El Hijo del Vikingo, Mr. Z's, Mistezis Jr., and Golden Magic, defeating El Nuevo Poder del Norte, which is apparently a stable. El Nuevo Poder del Norte, defeating Carta Brava Jr. Well, oh my gosh, this is really difficult. I apologize for botching all of this. This is not Japanese. Carta Brava Jr., Mocho Cota Jr., and Tito Santana. Did not know he was a wrestler.
I know Tito.
And they're all part of this faction or group or whatever. And then also defeating Mamba, Maximo, and Pimpinella Escarlata.
I know Pimpinella.
Okay.
I've seen him in Lucha Underground before.
Okay.
Yes, he's a I forget what they call it, but it's kind of like the like Sonya Kiss, the band. I guess you can basically look at it as kind of like a drag queen style.
Okay,
like,
yeah, I have seen him before then.
I loved him in Lucha Underground because he had like so much emotion. Like the crowd was going wild for him. He was so peppy and into it, even though he was an older gentleman.
Yeah. So yeah, it looks like your champions are El Hijo del Vikingo and the other two.
That was kind of like a big name that people are gonna say is like gonna be one of the breakout stars in the future when he gets a visa.
Vikingo?
Yeah, to go to America.
That's cool. The son of the Viking.
Yeah, because I've seen him do some incredible athletics stuff. So
nice. Can't wait to see some more. Okay, so
possibly see him in AEW as well, since the relationship between them and AAA would allow that. They can even fight for the trios champion in an AEW event.
Very possible.
Like
very
they're
possible.
fighting for the tag team titles.
Alright, so next we have a Copa Triple Mania Battle Royale. So a lot more people to name. And the winner of this was
surprisingly only by a few more.
I know. Surprisingly.
Matches.
So this is really funny. I think you're gonna. Did you catch any names?
I know of one name.
Okay, this is gonna be funny. We had. So apparently, LA Park and La Parka are two different people. Because it says after the match. Oh, never mind. Same person. Why would you have La Parka up there and LA Park down below?
I don't know. I've told you before. It's crazy how they go. I hear him. He does present himself as YTR. Yeah, I know. He does call him like YTR.
Okay.
I don't know what it means though. He even has it on his overcoat.
Okay. So it must mean something.
Yeah, it's probably just like his initials. Because you remember they put in Japan the last name first.
So, they do.
So it probably is just Yano Toro. Maybe the R is just a middle name initial. Or end initial. I don't know how it would work in Japan. I don't know. That's how.
Okay, so you ready for?
Like I said, it was so confusing because I've heard Matt Striker in like a single thing call them both LA Park and La Parka.
That is mental. So you ready for this?
Or La Park.
Yeah.
That's for.
Here we go.
Yes, that's
it. So the winner again was Pagano. He defeated La Parka, Chessman, Superfly, Averno, Aerostar, Drago, Murder Clown, Monster Clown, Daga, Puma King, Eclipse Jr., Conan, Vampiro, and Rey Escorpion.
Like I said, a few names like Vampiro
and Conan.
Actually, that must be why. Like I saw on Twitter, it's like when people would say, "Hey, didn't Vampiro lose a loser leaves AAA match?" I see here, and he was actually saying like all the times like I'm going to be on English commentary. He wasn't. Thank God, I guess it made it better. But Conan also apparently has a Trump gimmick now.
He does.
He was like wearing this like Trump shirt bib thing. I was like drawn, so. But yeah, I know a few other people's Daiga I've seen before.
I think we've seen Puma King before.
I've definitely seen Puma King in MLW. Drago, of course.
And Aerostar.
Aerostar, of course.
And
saw Aerostar live at that Lucha Underground Impact event.
And then just to let you know, I'm using Fightful as my source here for everything that happened. And then
he's trying to offer the DVD.
Clowns. And the Clowns, I've seen and heard of them before.
I think I've seen match with one of them. What did you say?
Murder Clown and Monster Clown. Murder Clown is the most
the
most popular.
Is he the most popular? I think Psycho Clown's main one.
Oh, okay.
Because I've seen like a Psycho Clown versus Dr. Wagner Jr. match.
Okay.
And he's like the leader of the clown stable. So I knew of them as well. So surprisingly, this is the one I knew the most.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's still some more to go, so let's see what happens.
Damn, there's still more.
Yes. And we had the AAA Reina de Reinas Championship TLC match, and it had Tessa Blanchard winning, so she's now champion. So let me say this. After the Battle Royale, La Parca comes back and attacks Pagano and destroyed the Copa Triple Mania. He then challenged Pagano to a mask versus hair match down the line.
I would just hope that Pagano is like a pug-based wrestler. And that's just what his theme is. That's what I just hope it is.
Mm-hmm. It'd be interesting. Do you think this is going to be La Parc's final bit for wrestling and he loses his mask?
I doubt it. He's too much of a commercial success right now.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be dumb for him to give that up. And plus, I don't even think he'd why. It's like, man, I would love to be in arenas filled with people who love and cheer me. And just keep getting millions of dollars doing that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure, because he's like the biggest star in Mexico, the biggest draw. So, I mean, unless he's dealing with some type of major injury that lasts, and plus, guys in Mexico for a long time. There's matches that you go, it's like 60-year-olds even. They can go for a while, so I don't see him slowing down. And I don't see him losing the mask because it's part of the mystique. I think it would just take a bigger hit.
Yeah.
There's always I always thought there's a bigger hit to lose the mask over losing your hair. I think it's just always the thing. That's why I think it's kind of a silly gimmick. Personally.
And then like I said, the AAA Reina de Reinas Championship. Tessa Blanchard is now their champion, and she defeated Ayako Hamada. Easiest name to say. Thank you for having a Japanese lady there.
Yeah, I was saying that sounds like a Japanese name.
Taya Fabi Apache or Apache.
When I was first at Taya, I was hoping it was going to be Valkyrie.
No, it just says Taya.
Oh. Oh, that's it? Oh, then that probably is Taya.
Okay.
She probably just used the Valkyrie for Impact.
Okay.
So it's probably Taya. I know she wrestles a lot in Mexico.
Lady Shani, Chick Tormenta, and La Hiedra to win a vacant title. So this is a brand new title, or a vacant title from that.
Vacated.
Yeah, okay, a vacated title. So that's cool.
That's gonna be a good thing going for their Madison Square Garden event. Tessa Blanchard's a good American name for them.
Yeah.
I feel for that they're also gonna probably rely a lot on AEW guys.
Yeah.
Because I know they're still trying to sell the tickets.
Okay. And then we had two matches that are just normal, everyday, six-man tag matches. We had Cain Velasquez, Cody Rhodes, and Psycho Clown defeating Taurus Tejano Jr. and Killer Cross. I know a lot of those names. And then the other one was Phoenix, Laredo Kid, and Pentagon Jr. defeating the Elite, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. And we've actually seen this the other way that match happened. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Yeah, he did a double low blow on both Shoto and Moxley there, and he's tying them up. And the crowd goes
That's literally how he won the match. That is funny.
I've seen one where it was Yano versus Omega, and Omega was tied up on the outside of the book, both his legs tied up, so he had to crawl in to the ring and got in there and did a lot more of the wrestling moves while his legs were still tied up before he actually got him done. That might have been last year's even. or the year before. They do great with it together. That's because of Omega's history with comedy wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah, we saw the other one.
that was at Fighter Fest, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then Mask versus Hair match, and Blue Demon Jr. defeated Dr. Wagner Jr. That is one thing that is really interesting about Mexican wrestling. They really rely on their heritage way more than Americans do.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, you see tons of juniors and third juniors.
Right?
I don't know if that's just like a translation thing, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe they don't know. I don't know. But yeah, there's lots. Even Rey Mysterio was a junior.
Mm-hmm.
His uncle was the original Rey Mysterio. So a lot of carry on. I'm trying to think. I don't know as much in Japan. I know the carry on gimmicks, like the multiple tiger masks and black tigers and stuff like that. And I'm sure maybe others. You know, they had his official retirement, so I doubt they would do it, but maybe they could still end up doing it with, say, Super Strong Machine. Maybe like a new Super Strong Machine there. But Moxley devastated.
Mm-hmm. So So it seems like that was an interesting show, completely.
Yes. It basically sounds like what WWE has to do to try to get all the people that they have on there on the same show.
True.
Like, and next up, a 20-man match. Is it Battle Royal? No, it's tag teams.
More tag team matches.
So
Why?
So it's a 10-on-10 match? No, 20-on-20. How can they fit around the ringside? Well, that's why we use an octagon.
For this one match, and we're gonna hit the regular match later.
No, they
use
use the octagon ring. They use it for everything.
Oh, Triple Mania.
Triple A does, yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head if that was before or after Impact. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So with that that 6-man tag match, that means that even with all those championships on the line, the tag team championships and the grand championships weren't put on the line.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Because what is it now? Lucha Bros is tag team champs, and Rey Fenix is the grand champion.
Okay.
I think he's still the grand champion. He won it at last year's Triple Mania.
I don't know because he hasn't been wearing that belt.
No, I think he is, because someone was saying, there's going to be a feud with Rey Fenix and someone else for the grand championship. Someone who was covering the ring. So.
Okay. So yeah, and then what is the so let's move on to AEW news since we're talking about some of the elite guys. 2 matches has been announced for their October 2nd premiere episode. We were supposed to talk. Well, we did. We talked about it, but we weren't able to really get into full detail because that's when the stream went dead on us. AEW, the very beginning of October, we'll have October 2nd to be. And was that Takahashi's dude? Was that Takahashi's cat?
Yep. Well, I mean, Naito's coming out, so.
Okay.
So, I mean, you hold up anything LIJ really did.
Okay. Even evil.
Even that baby. It's like, later in like a Tanahashi matchup, pulls the baby out, grabs the baby, and like rubs the sweat on the hands and back. Like the mother's like, "Thank you so much. I will treasure this baby forever." Tanahashi.
When Okada, I think it was Okada, when Okada won, he gave a high five to one of the young girls that was there, and she screamed so loud with happiness. It was great. She was, oh, it was so funny.
You know, Stardom's Mayu, was
Yeah,
a champion right now. I seen her in a thing where it was, I don't know, meet and greet or anything, but she like went up and took a picture with Okada. As she went away, she was like,
that's adorable. But yeah, so
yeah, speaking of which, are you gonna get the Stardom stream?
I
I know
might.
you were talking about it because
Yeah.
after G1 they have their event,
Oh, okay.
their star whatever their tournament.
Oh, cool.
So it's gonna be.
I know
good.
a tournament is coming up. Oh, it's with these guys too. New Japan's J Cup.
Yeah, the Super J Cup.
Yeah, Super J Cup's coming out soon.
But they're doing that. Oh, back to AEW.
Yes, back to AEW. October 2nd, on that Wednesday, is the very first episode, and 2 matches so far has been announced.
It's already sold out too.
I'm not surprised.
Yes.
Sammy Guevara versus Cody Rhodes, and the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, the Elite, versus Chris Jericho and 2 mystery opponents. So those are really cool matches. Looks like Cody Rhodes is doing a lot for the cruiserweights, really shokasing them. So that's really cool too. He did. He gave Darby Allin a high-profile match against him. So it'll be interesting to see what Sammy Guevara is able to do with Cody. And yeah, so what are your thoughts on, what are your thoughts on the 2 matches, and what is your speculation of who these mystery guys can be?
Okay. One caveat I will say is it's sold out, but they did say that you should keep checking back because some new tickets may be available if they move production stuff around to open up new spaces.
Yeah.
So stuff that was closed off before. So maybe you can still get in at the what's the arena's name? At the Capital One Arena in DC.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to make it clear so if people want to.
Yeah.
Anyways, who could it be? A lot of people may speculate LAX.
Mm-hmm.
That's a possibility. It may not be though. It's questionable. I think it's going to be a tag team that will end up feuding with the Young Bucks. So I would pick a heel tag team.
Mm-hmm.
If maybe, trying to think, because it won't be someone now because at the first show and onward they're doing the tag team tournament, right? So
yes.
So it's not going to be a tag team that's in that tournament right now. It's going to be someone outside, which would also mean that the Young Bucks aren't going to be in that opening tournament.
Mm-hmm. Which is interesting.
Yeah, smart move overall, I think. So they don't take a loss early, and they don't want to put it on them first, because that wouldn't look good. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah, for the most part, when it comes to their own promotion, they're definitely above gold.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a heel tag team, but it's not real certain. A lot of things are up in the air. I know people go crazy and say revival, but I mean they're not going.
Yeah, they're not going to be out of their contract until next year.
Yeah, so that's not going to happen. So LAX could make sense, but it doesn't necessarily scream rivalry with the Young Bucks right now. We don't know what their contract is. I think it's close to being up with Impact. People are speculating that they're going to be leaving soon, but it's not sure, especially since we don't know all of the tag teams on the indie circuit right now. It could be maybe OVE wrestlers, try to give that more observation. Maybe someone else. It could be a wide range. It's nothing for certain right now. So, what do you think?
Wow, this is so ridiculous.
I feel this is juice mocking how long it takes Naito to take off his
It
suit.
definitely is. He's wearing another shirt.
Yeah, but what do you think?
Wow. So, LAX is a good
Should have like
shout.
started taking all the leggings on, but then pulled out to reveal that was a crop top.
That'd been funny. But yeah, LAX is a good shout, and I think. Well, obviously, we know the Dark Order will be in the tournament, so it's not going to be them. And we don't know if the Lucha Brothers are going to be in the tournament yet. It could be them, but it'd be weird.
Yeah, it'd be too much Young Bucks and Lucha Brothers too soon.
Yeah, 100%.
They need some more separation from each other to make it more fresh.
Mm-hmm. Well, we know SoCal Uncensored will definitely be in there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Either because they're not going to be Impact, LAX could be, or someone outside. Is there anyone from WWE or who used? I don't even know if it would be someone ex WWE either.
And it's like, who's gonna be there with Jericho? Because I think, like, when it comes to LAX, it's like, why are they with Jericho?
Right.
That just doesn't make sense for him. Some juice mocking of Naito, but Naito doesn't even want to see it. It's not eyes open to it.
Not at all.
No. So what would you expect?
I'm just trying to think of someone from Jericho's past that it potentially could be.
It's Jericho Protection Squad.
Just out of nowhere. How crazy and funny would it be if it ended up being like Batista was one of them? I'd be like, what the heck? He said he was done with wrestling. He lied.
I don't know. And, I don't know, it does make interesting things, some interesting story implications going further.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't feel it's LAX for that reason. Why with Jericho?
I feel like if they would have LAX, why not put them in the tournament, right?
Mm-hmm. I would have it like maybe a mystery spot in a tournament.
Exactly.
You have Jack Evans, Angelico. They don't know who they're fighting. They come out and Angelico, yeah. They come out. They don't know who they're fighting. They make like some taunting stuff. But like, yeah, what's best? Gonna beat anyone, and then boom, LAX pops out. That would be big pop moment there. Mm-hmm. And they'll put on a hell of a match together.
Oh, 100%. I'm just ready to figure it out. Do you think they're gonna be able to just keep it as mystery until the second, or do you think a leak will happen, or do you think they will announce it?
At least always possible.
Very true.
They'll probably end up teasing a lot more on their road too. I would guess. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know much about other, indie tags. One who depends on where the contract is that I've seen a match of and I really liked was The End. Mm-hmm. I saw them in All Japan Pro Wrestling. They had a really great match against the Giant Killers. Mm-hmm. That I thought was real good. I know they wrestled for Evolve. I know they've done stuff with them.
Okay.
That's like I'm saying, another heel that would act as a really great bodyguard characters for a heel character, because they're just big beefy guys. But that's like saying, like, if I were to go pick someone, because I don't know too many, but I think they could actually serve that role. It's not saying at all that there's any speculation or leaning towards them actually being the ones. Mm-hmm. It's just my enjoyment of the match, what match I saw of them, and the fact that they would play in the right role for it. Because I think it could also be someone not only feeding with the Young Bucks, but maybe as backup bodyguards for Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
Some more reason to put him there for storyline purposes. Because like I feel it would be the WWE thing to do would be like put LAX in there just to get the pop.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like don't worry about it. Why they're friends today, enemies tomorrow?
Right.
So they're gonna want someone with bigger storyline implications, and someone maybe to just prolong attack Kenny Omega for Jericho, to prolong their feud together, and the Young Bucks have to defeat them to get for Kenny Omega to get Jericho one-on-one type of scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Just have a feud with all 6 men with each other. That would be good storyline development, and you just want someone like that. So I'm not saying it has to be the end, but big, bully character, heel tag team characters.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever's out there, I have no idea. I'm sure their contract is still completely full up, but maybe even no. I don't even want to. I don't even want to put the speculation out there, and not to even mention it wouldn't necessarily make sense with Jericho's character, but the Briscoe brothers, because I'm sure they're still with ROH for some time, just like kind of mainstays right now.
How crazy would that be?
Given the Briscoes' background with the Young Bucks,
Mm-hmm.
it could also make sense. It just depends on where they're going with like either old or new. It's just everyone knows that it shouldn't be Lucha Bros. It wouldn't make sense with Lucha Bros, and we don't need to see more of that. That needs more time to rest, and Lucha Bros fight someone else. Unless that's in their contract.
Yeah.
We only fight Young Bucks.
Well, they've already broken their contract then. They face against SoCal Uncensored.
That's true. So it can't be. So it's gonna be someone else. So another, like I said, if it was me, I'm pairing them with big, beefy bodyguard type heel characters. I just don't know that many.
Evil and Sonata. Dun dun dun. Which also wouldn't make sense for Jericho since
Jericho's definitely not Tranquilo.
No, not even a little bit. He attacked.
And he also fought Evil.
Yeah, he fought Evil. He also fought Naito a lot.
The only other ones I'm thinking maybe Beer City Bruisers. They're 2 big guys, but I think they're still under ROH contract. So I don't know who's out there for it to be. I don't know enough about indie talent to be, but it should have good storylines. I mean, even what I just said there sounds like good storylines going forward.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see. I'm excited, definitely.
Because with that, it does definitely seem like it's going to be a thing where Paige is going to be taken out of the running for, like he's going to lose, sent to the back. Kenny Omega maybe doing something in the meantime, and maybe not even win it, but just do a meantime thing while Paige rebuilds his brand. Because I think that chase will be really good for Paige. I think it's going to be a real good run, which is a big reason why he probably shouldn't win right away. Should give it to Jericho. Because the build's going to be better than anything else. It's going to be better than him having the championship right off.
Yeah, it's gonna. I'm really interested to see where it all goes. Quick speculation: who do you think is gonna be the winners of the tag tournament?
I would give it to the Dark Order. Keep them strong.
Okay. I can. It'd be really fun to see if it was a boy and his dinosaur, or even the Lucha Brothers. I can end up seeing the Lucha Brothers getting the first championship as well. It's just gonna be fun to see and figure out. Yeah. Any other news outside of the WWE you want to talk about? I know there's a couple more things.
We didn't talk about Defiant, did we?
No, we did not.
No, yeah.
Well, let's have a quick moment of silence for WCBW and Defiant because they have closed their doors. They are no longer a company.
I don't know if we should do a legitimate moment of silence since we're going to have a legitimate moment of silence.
It doesn't have to be a real one.
But it was just going to say, so bad, too bad for those involved, especially those that just had a job with the wrestling portion of it and weren't also working for White Culture. Because I feel bad for those guys because they're out of a job. But yeah, it's too bad, especially right at the Los Wrestling Circus. That's had a lot of exposure for the British wrestling scene. So
I know that's where I ended up getting a lot of my. I stopped watching once the boys left. You're the mainstay of What Culture.
The Culty Boys.
Jack, Sam, Adam, Ross, and Adam. Once they left, I stopped watching. But I mean, you have amazing people.
But What Culture was like, we lost to Adams, most popular ones. Who we get? How we can replace it? Get more Adams. Get all the Adams.
Adam Cleary, Adam Wilborn, that other Adam.
Adam.
Jules, we're changed his name to Adam.
Adam. What's his last name? Just Adam. It's Adam from Adam and Eve.
But yeah, Martin Kirby and El Ligero, they're amazing. That's where I got to see them. A lot of those guys are now working for WWE, like Joseph Connors, El Ligero, only Ligero now. Pete Dunne, Mustache Mountain, the Supernova, the Scottish Supernova, Noam Dar. That's who I was trying to think of a couple of weeks ago, or last week or something, and just many more, many more. A lot of guys now working in New Japan. Zack Sabre Jr. and Will Ospreay was there. They even had Suzuki, Ishii, and Kushida doing the world tour over there. Michael Elgin wrestled for him. Like a lot of big names were there. Jay Lethal was there even.
Naira really went and busted the year. But anyways, yeah. So a lot of guys. So yeah. So too bad for the loss, but
That's two pretty big losses within 2 weeks of each other. So that's sad. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Well, let's jump right into the WWE. And like we mentioned before, we are having our 5 seconds moment of silence because we've lost another really big name in
And Harley Race.
Yes, Harley Race in wrestling, a big name in wrestling. Harley Race passed away a couple of days ago, unfortunately, and out of respect for him, his family, and what he did for the wrestling business, 5 second moment of silence. Our condolences and our prayers are to his loved ones, without a doubt. Do you know much of Harley Race?
Some of his history. I've seen some of his, some clips of him. So I know like the big legend of wrestling, especially of like realistic tough guy wrestling.
Yeah, apparently there was Andre the Giant was only scared of 2 people. One was Harley Race. The other is Haku.
Yeah, everyone was scared of Haku. How's the
Is he the one who wrestles for New Japan right now?
Yeah, King Haku.
That is Haku. Okay.
Yeah, the adopted father of the Tongas.
Yeah. Tongaloa, Tongaloa and
Tamatonga.
Tongaloa and Tomatonga.
And Toa Hanoa. Toa Hanoa. Or Te Hanoa. The other one who's with Taguchi Japan.
Which is kind of funny.
Yeah. But yeah, everyone said it was great.
Yay, Naito!
There was actually stories that he was, they were going to try to fire him, but people were too scared to go approach him, so they just left him on for a few months.
So he was supposed to be fired.
They were like, we don't have much for him, let's release him. But they had to work up the coverage to actually go to release him.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is this like shoot or work?
Oh no, it was shoot. Like people were legit scared of him that they would beat him up.
Well, I was saying about him, it was he would shoot and beat them up.
Yeah, he could shoot, beat up people.
That's crazy.
And he was just known as like a crazy tough guy that would like to get into fights.
I mean, when they had their Bullet Club block party, apparently he attacked Simon Miller because no one told the other guys didn't tell Haku what was going down, and Haku went to attack Simon Miller.
No, see, that's what I'm telling you. That's what he just does. It's Haku. Yeah, so looked like he must have busted his ear. He has a little cauliflower ear, Naito. That's pretty easily bustable when it's like rubbed up against enough. For those who don't know, cauliflower ears is something like when your ears get rubbed a lot, which happens in wrestling, from especially mat wrestling. It's just kind of like a buildup of fluids and swelling that kind of messes up your ear. Normally, to try to fix it, you have to drain it immediately, but even then, it can still leave lasting effects in there, and they can easily break. Like what happened there, and start bleeding a lot there. So,
but yeah, so back to Harley Race. I don't know a lot of his stuff. The only stuff I do know is what I heard and watched. That's adorable. It's a little Japanese boy gave Juice an ice pack. But yeah. Ooh, this should be an interesting match.
Tai Chi versus Jay White.
But yeah, so what I know is a book called Hollow Kid in their video. So, but yeah, we definitely know from what I heard there, a lot of the stuff that a lot of people that he brought to the company, just his lasting
legacy
is definitely in wrestling, and what he brought to the table will never, it will never leave. Alright, let's move on to some happier news within WWE.
What do you want to start off with?
Is there anything happy going on in WWE?
No, I thought we were going to just lead with the
Let's lead with
Reigns attack.
Yeah.
It's like, you think that's happy?
Okay, well, I was about to say the funny deal with what's his name?
Meltzer?
Yes,
yeah.
That's happy. That's funny. That gives a good laugh. Let's talk about Meltzer.
Yes, as reported by Dave Meltzer, Dolph Ziggler is going to be facing Goldberg at SummerSlam. And as was reported in the Wrestling Observer radio segment, Meltzer found out. He was talking to Brian Alvarez about how he found out about it. They were basically saying that they were kind of going back and forth and saying, like, Brian Alvarez said, I speculated that it was going to be Goldberg because Dolph Ziggler kept calling him out. But they never said anything official about it. Then Meltzer said that there were some, like, trolls online, as I think he referred to them as, saying that that Meltzer was reporting that it was going to be Dolph Ziggler versus Goldberg, and it led to someone in the WWE contacting Meltzer saying, how'd you find out that it was going to be Goldberg versus Dolph Ziggler for SummerSlam? And he said, I didn't. And that's legitimately how he found out that match is going to happen.
That is just a laugh That is great. How someone could be so gullible and foolish to believe a troll and give out the secrets just like that.
Interesting what like paranoia can do. Like, was he on like the story of was it Catherine the Great of Russia? There was a point where she was going to lead a overthrow of her husband with like a whole bunch of the military leaders because no one thought of him as a competent leader. There's a lot of people involved, and one of them was like a soldier, and he's at an outpost. And for whatever reason, he just gets paranoid that the people found out about the whole thing. So he goes to the officer and he's like, "Is it true they found out that we're planning the overthrow of the king?" And the officer wasn't in on it. So the officer then went and told people. But the good news is her husband was so incompetent that he didn't really do much to it.
Oh my gosh.
Like, the people brought the information to him. It's like, "We have information to you." And it's like, "I'm practicing my violin. Leave it on the table." So it was a pretty good thing that they got him out on board. But it's like, that it kind of reminds me of that. Just like, interest. But even like, it just sounds like something you see on a sitcom.
And apparently happened IRL.
Yeah.
Twice.
Knows how many other times just someone spilled the beans for no reason, and that's how people end up finding out things. But yeah, it's funny.
To make this super newsworthy, let's speculate on whether or not this match is still going to happen.
I even feel like when he's on the phone and like the WWE guy hears the email to say, "I didn't know," like he would just go back to the WWE guy on the phone, and it's like just starts zooming in while it has the music from Curb Your Enthusiasm playing, as it's like doing a close in while he's looking at the camera, going like, "Oh man." So that's how sitcom felt.
Yeah. So let's speculate. Do you think Goldberg will show up and actually have that match now, or do you think they're going to change it and it's going to be The Miz again? What do you think?
I think they'll change it. I think they'll keep it the same. Because they want more attention, and that's just not going to happen with Miz as much as it's going to be with Goldberg. I'm sure even it was probably not going to be a surprising thing. I'm sure it's going to be like Monday night thing. He was going to come out and attack Dolph Ziggler and make it unofficial.
Can we totally like rewind that? Did you miss it?
The Tai Chi taking off his jacket?
Not Tai Chi, but Abe. What Abe ended up doing.
No, I mean I saw it. Yeah.
So you did, or you did? You did. She did a little dance. It was adorable. Anyways, yeah, I have to agree. They might just hotshot it and have him come out on Monday or Tuesday.
I think it would have already been planned. Because you want to use his name recognition. That's not going to happen with the surprise.
Yeah, very true. Very true. So
gonna put butts in seats, and people were speculating beforehand, anyways. I mean, it just seems like what it was obviously leading up to. I don't even know where the pain is, where is even coming from. Protect Shawn Michaels. And it's like, what does that lead to the Miz? Do they have an interaction, Dolph and Miz?
Dolph and Miz got into the fisticuffs when Dolph was on Miz TV. After that, they were going back and forth. They were going back and forth. They got into a fight again on Miz TV. Shawn Michaels was the guest. Dolph comes out and attacks Miz and gets hit by Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels goes to Miz. When he turns around, super kick into Shawn Michaels. So Dolph stands tall again, and Dolph is also he's just always doing stuff with the Miz and all that, but also coming out to HBK's music, also running down Goldberg. So, but I'd much rather see Matt Riddle versus Goldberg and have Matt Riddle go over, because that'd be interesting. But I don't think Goldberg really likes Matt Riddle.
No. Okay, so
Yeah.
was that your story?
Let's go and update the Super? Oh, wrong word. Summer Slam card.
Super Showdown Toronto.
Yes. So, well, we're gonna have a takeover Toronto. We'll talk about that too, if there's any matches announced. Anyways, we have. Who was that?
Sneak Attack?
No, who's the guy who's?
Oh, Yoshinobu Kanemaru.
Okay.
That's what I was saying before.
Yeah.
Heel Master.
Right. So obviously the three matches we already knew. Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship. Becky Lynch versus Natalya for the Raw Women's Championship. And Bayley versus Ember Moon for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Already announced. After the last 2 weeks, a couple more matches have been announced. Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. Kevin Owens versus Shane McMahon in a singles match. But if Owens loses, he quits WWE forever. Or 2 weeks. Who knows? Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt in a singles match. But not just any Bray Wyatt. The Fiend Bray Wyatt. AJ Styles versus Ricochet for the United States Championship. The Miz versus Dolph Ziggler in a singles match. So far, it's just The Miz versus Dolph Ziggler, even though, like we said earlier, it's most likely going to be Dolph Ziggler versus Bill Goldberg. And Trish Stratus coming out of retirement to face off the Queen, Charlotte Flair, in a singles match. Also, with speculation, Becky Lynch versus Natalya could be a submission match. Your thoughts on all the cards so far? Or the matches on the card so far?
You know what? For the Kevin Owens Shane McMahon, what does Shane lose?
Absolutely nothing.
So it's.
Oh, that Gato. Get out of here. Get out of here, Gato.
A person not.
Go get Abe.
You just can't have a person just risking, one side risking everything, the other side risking nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how that works. No one's gonna believe anything because it's like Shane loses nothing from the loss.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely nothing.
There's not a whole lot of interesting things on there. It's kind of
It
so
is
far.
kind of a bland card with the biggest draw to be Trish coming out of retirement.
I always get the tiny cane so I can feel like Andre the Giant.
But yeah,
Look at the people fan of Tai Chi.
you don't attack Abe. That's no cool. Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton could be
And
good.
he spits on the face of the people who aren't cool. Yeah, the Fiend versus Finn Balor could be interesting.
Mm-hmm. And then AJ and Ricochet could be good too. The match is probably going to be good as long as they don't do what they did last time, which was annoying. I know DJ really loved it, but I didn't. It put me to sleep. Kind of like Kenta. So yeah, that's everything. When it comes to that. Oh wait, crap! I'm a moron. I just backspaced everything. Let's look at Let's look at this card here and see what we have so far. All right, so NXT Takeover Toronto. Is there? We have Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the NXT Championship.
I really need to
Again.
like up the ante,
Mm-hmm.
like a 5 out of 7.
Right? Or maybe an Iron Man match. They should have done an Iron Man match. Oh man, an hour Iron Man match versus Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano with it only coming down to 1 fall. That would have been awesome.
Up the ante even more. 2 out of 3 falls Iron Man match, where it's like that's could be up to 3 hours. The winner of each hour is a single fall. You have to win 2 hours.
Oh man.
You have to win 2 hours of wrestling.
That would be mental. But I can't say I wouldn't want to see it.
I just gave away one of AEW's future pay-per-views for
Possibly. We have the the Street Profits and Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford facing off against the Undisputed Era, which is Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish.
dropping the titles to them.
You think so?
Yeah, so they can be full-time on the main roster.
Yeah, and this
Sorry,
is for the
Wrestling
NXT Tag Team Championship
Yeah.
match. We have Velveteen Dream versus Pete Dunne versus Roderick Strong for the North American Championship. That's an interesting match right there.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Shayna Baszler versus Mia Yim. I'm interested in that match too, because I really liked Mia Yim in that one match I saw. And then we have Candice LeRae versus Io Shirai. I'm really excited for that one. That's going to be a good bloody match right there. I'm definitely. Holy crap, War Games is next already.
The thing, it's the first time Candice LeRae is going to have an actual match on the takeover.
Right? It took them like just a year.
It's always been auxiliary.
But that's going to be a really cool match. Io Shirai is amazing. Finally get to see what Candice LeRae can. I know you've seen what Candice LeRae can do. I just haven't yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a really good card. Do you think Roderick Strong's going to win and then they're going to be draped in gold, like Adam Cole said?
I think so.
So you think Adam's going to win?
Yeah. I do.
How awesome would that be if they're draped in gold at the end? That would make me so happy. And finally, a faction has all the belts. Legitimately. That would make me so happy.
It would be pretty cool, yeah.
And then Io Shirai or Mia Yim goes to the Undisputed Era. And then they're really all draped in gold. I think that would be really, really cool if Shayna loses, you just see Mia Yim just go, boom.
I guess. I don't know. I was trying to look up something else.
Okay, something I didn't get to. There will be a stipulation for each fall. The stipulations for the first 2 falls will be a street fight chosen by Gargano, and a singles match chosen by Cole. If there is a 3rd fall, NXT General Manager William Regal will decide the final stipulation. So it is something a little bit different.
Uh-huh.
So street fight, anything goes, and it's a normal match. So that's cool. Interesting how Gargano is the one doing the more brutal.
I don't know. I mean, seeing him in more hardcore matches, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? 3rd one, it's an Inferno match. Ring lights of fire.
I mean, that would be fun.
Yes. Remember Drake Maverick's wife name?
It's Renee Maverick, right? It's Renee something. I can't remember her last name.
And I'm trying to... Damn it. I'm trying to say because she is I mean, it basically looks like she's going to be in the WWE full time now. Because I mean, she's had a photo shoot for him, and you know the card game app thing that they do. That she has her own card now, so it looks like she's going to become like an official. It's like a real wacky, like I don't know how you say it, but it's like a real wacky, like way to go about it. She just ends up like showing up on some things and it's like now she's with the company. I was like,
yeah, ever since the 24/7 title, she's been doing a lot with them.
yeah, so it and even her, she got a new name for it, but I don't know what her original name was, so I can't look it up. But it was, but yeah, so it looks like she's going to be a part of the company. I just remembered it a second ago, so I can try to find it more.
Oh, he's the one who does the alcohol.
Yeah.
I remember him now.
Yeah, seen on Ringside News, Drake Maverick's wife gets a new name and first official WWE photo shoot.
Interesting.
Drake Maverick's wife, Renee Michelle, was brought into the television storyline in a very interesting way. But she really jumped on her opportunity to become a star. It's very true. So it looks like she's basically now going to be in there. Granted, I just recently checked, just this past week, about the roster, and she's not listed on there yet. So, but it's probably going to be coming soon when they make it official. So.
Well, that's fun. She even got new ring gear to match the 24/7 title.
That pin attempt there did not seem the most stable. But anyways, yeah. So it's another news story. And any other big ones?
I know we talked about one more, but I already forgot about it.
So the Roman Reigns one?
Oh yeah, and Buddy Murphy. So apparently Buddy Murphy's in the shot and wearing his gear or his merch, and you can clearly see him. And apparently, after investigation, it was a forklift that pushed over whatever the crud that was.
Some scaffolding.
Yes, that hit Roman Reigns. However, you can clearly see hands pushing it, but that's besides the point.
It was some heavy machinery.
Right.
Yes.
But
yeah, I doubt it's going to be going to be a Buddy Murphy, because that would mean them giving Buddy Murphy a thing to do. And that just is against the rules there.
Doing things that are in character.
Yes.
Well, already it has been. This is a new move. That's an interesting version of a suplex. Anyways, as I was saying, a lot of people were speculating because they saw Buddy Murphy if the person who did it was Buddy Murphy. WWE, however, has come out and said, no, it's not going to be Buddy Murphy, that's the reveal. What do you think? Do you think they're lying and they're trying to make it a surprise? Do you think it's going to be someone different? Do you think it should be Buddy Murphy?
I mean, I already said what it said about Buddy Murphy.
Definitely not Buddy Murphy.
That was a legitimate thing.
Okay.
That's the rules. They'll give Buddy Murphy something interesting to do. Out in SmackDown, that's for sure. But yeah, don't know who's gonna be. Maybe the Daniel Bryan. Some people speculated. No, but I'd say it hurts his character. I mean, forklift, they use diesel. That's not good for the earth.
Well, I mean, there you go. And it definitely has to be him.
Oh yeah, that's right. They have to go against character.
Exactly, because that definitely goes against character for
why'd you do it? I did it for the earth. I did it for the earth.
But you do something that hurts the earth. Stop bringing logic into this scenario.
You produce more carbon output, Roman Reigns. Oh.
Your Superman punches. You do too many of those.
Every time you do it, you destroy a bit of the ozone.
Who?
One more Brock Lesnar match and we're all dead.
So what do you think? Who do you think it should be?
It would be Daniel Bryan, then it would technically be Eric Rowan, I would say, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
For him, but yeah, should be, I don't know, really. I mean, that's one of your top heels going right now. If AJ Styles wasn't already in something, it could have been him.
Mm-hmm.
Or on the club. I don't even really know off the top of my head who it could be. Maybe a Nakamura. Be for the US title?
Well, he is the IC champion right now.
The IC title? I don't remember which one is it. Who's US right now?
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles, right. So Nakamura possibly?
That doesn't even fit Nakamura's character.
Yeah, they probably just would have hit him with the running knee.
Mm-hmm. Or a low blow.
Yeah. Or like drive behind them in a forklift and low blow him with the forklift.
Oh, that's right. They're both Rocky Romero's Chaos.
Yeah.
So of course he's gonna be upset with Jay White right now.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. What do you think?
I would. I'm trying to picture like who are your heels right now. Like,
Yeah, that's what I had to picture too.
like not even your top heels, but who are your heels that could actually benefit from this, other than Buddy Murphy, to get him highlighted. The only thing I can think would be. I mean, holy crud! Why is this so hard to figure out?
What is even Russo right now? Does he heel? Face?
Who?
Rusev?
He's a heel.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. Rusev. That's a good shout.
Serious downgrade though from the tank to a forklift.
True.
So just ran him over with the tank.
I mean, again, against character. We'll just have to wait and see. We'll just have to wait and see because I honestly couldn't tell you.
But if it actually turns out to just be a legitimate forklift driver error.
Or.
I mean, I know that's not actually a possibility. Someone, like you said, you can see hands pushing it, but.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, that's hard to
The real question has to be, how are they supposed to say like, oh, who is it? We don't know. He was walking up to Charlie Caruso, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like she was in line of sight.
No, she wasn't.
She wasn't?
She was. She was in another part of the.
Okay, the clip I was seeing, it made it look like she was like in line of sight, like he was walking up to her.
Yeah.
Okay, at least that makes more sense.
Yeah. She was at the interview station, and he was making his way there. It's La Dojo.
A Mexican superstar. Hiroki Goto.
Something that I just thought of, but.
Well, Jack calls him the wrestling dad.
Who?
Jack Jobber calls him cool wrestling dad.
Hiroki Goto.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I had a thought and I lost it, so I guess that means it's not important.
It was Hiroki Goto.
He did
Pushed
it.
on top of him. Yeah.
Oh no, Hiroki, how could you do that? Also, you're gonna get fired, sir. Oh, also, in that clip, apparently there's like 20 different camera angles. That's being facetious there, but it's like there's a camera angle like right above him when he's falling down, and I'm just thinking, why is there a camera up there? This is supposed to feel like it's a legitimate thing. Why is there a random camera up there rolling?
At least it should have enough cameras to catch the action that you did it.
But there's none facing the other way.
Oh shit. What are you gonna do now?
Don't know. A lot of their stuff just makes absolutely no sense, and it's ridiculous. Wait, this is Chaos versus Chaos.
Yeah.
Cool.
We've already seen LIJ versus LIJ.
Mm-hmm. Did Naito face Shingo already?
I don't think so. I don't remember it happening.
Okay. Gonna have to look.
So anyways, any other news inside WWE?
None that I can think
Oh,
of.
well, we had our first pregnant champion, Maria Kanellis.
Yes. She was able to get into the same place Mike Kanellis was at, because
She threatened to kick him in the vagina.
Exactly. The attitude is back, baby.
Good way to build up that character. And then he gave up the win to her, so she became the first pregnant champion.
And they might have a whole thing with Braun Strowman.
They're really trying to. He's going to become the next pregnant champion.
I hope they don't say something stupid like that.
They're really trying to stretch the whole idea of like them always trying to get the first, you know. Someone did add the extra stipulation of what if she sleeps on her back? Does the baby become the champion?
That's funny.
Yes, and it made some good comedy for Drake and his wife, because it said like his wife was like, "Oh, so you get on top of this pregnant woman for 3 seconds, but you won't get on top of me?"
I wonder what their Twitter is like, back and forth.
There's just a lot of that.
Apparently, they're still in the process of consummating their marriage.
I wouldn't even say in the process.
But yeah, let's move on to the best segment of the week. It's where we talk about our favorite segment that happened within wrestling this week. What was yours, good sir?
Probably had to take from one of the matches that I just saw. Yeah, the last one was a pretty interesting one. I thought it was good. I thought it was like the main event, because it definitely ended up feeling like one. That's the Tai Chi versus Jay White. They worked well off each other because of similar characteristics. Some heel stuff, but the crowd really got invested into it. And Tai Chi almost came off as looking at the face of it, the situation. How about you? What's your favorite?
My favorite was earlier this week. It was Zack Sabre Jr. versus Will Ospreay. They did amazing stuff together. It was a lot of fun and very fast paced, and with a really nice, surprising tap out victory for Zack Sabre Jr. Just out of nowhere, he puts him in this crazy looking octopus hold, and then he modifies it to where Will Ospreay has to tap, and I just thought that was a very cool out of nowhere victory.
Vintage Zack Sabre Jr. going on right there.
It's so fun to watch his matches, and out of nowhere, like it's like you're thinking it's gonna like get this crazy crescendo, and out of nowhere he just gets his opponent into a submission hold, and they just have to tap or verbally submit. That's just so cool. Like, he's an amazing wrestler.
I'd also say it's not a surprising one.
Mm-hmm.
If you know the phrase, you know, the three things that always absolute death, taxes, and Saxony, Virginia beating Will Ospreay. Oh no, that's actually Marty Scurll. Sorry. Yeah, that's Marty Scurll beating Will Ospreay. But I don't know if Will's. I think there's another one of like that always beats Will Ospreay is Saxony, Virginia. But I know Marty Scurll also a lot of times beats Saxony, Virginia, and that's not Will Ospreay. That's what I say. But yeah, I think that's another one where Zach normally gets the wins over Ospreay. Just tends to be so. Like, knowing a little bit of the history, you know, I would kind of lean towards Zach on that victory. But I'm sure it was a really great one. I saw some of their sequences from the tag match they did, and it was some really great stuff. So I'd expect it to be really awesome.
Yeah, I would definitely suggest to catch that match. Yeah, and those are our favorite segments of the week. I also have to give a shout to Naito versus Juice. I think this was probably my favorite Juice match. Naito definitely made him feel a lot more interesting to me. But I'm just not the biggest Juice guy. We already know that. Yeah, so let's move on to the next segment, and it is, Are You Serious? It's we're gonna have to rename it, because Are You Serious just sounds ranty. But it's basically where we rant about something within wrestling, or we praise something about wrestling. This week, I might have a rant. Yeah, I do. I definitely have a rant, and it's again, it's sad. It's really sad. That is brutal.
Yes,
Holy stinking crap.
Ishii is always brutal. Ishii's like, is this all you have? You haven't even stroked me in my throat yet. But what were you saying?
Anyways, it sucks to have to do this every time we rant, because it's usually about WWE, and it's about WWE again. And it's about Vince McMahon and his kind of ridiculousness. He goes out and says, "Oh, we're going to be a different company. Yeah, we'll be a little bit edgy, but we're keeping away the blood and guts. We're definitely not doing all that blood and guts like AEW." And then one of the most, like, not even 3 days later, one of the most vicious attacks on TV in a long time from Brock Lesnar to Seth Rollins, where he gets F5'd into the top part of a chair, and he starts coughing up blood. Obviously, it's not real. It's staged. But that's still way more graphic than an unprotected headshot that was, for the most part, still kind of sort of protected, where he took it in the right spot he was supposed to. And the bleeding was an accident. Yeah, they had a very intense match where Dustin bladed, but the story was old school versus new school, and of course, old school match, there's going to be some blading. So, I mean, I think it's a bit ridiculous, and it's really unfortunate that Vince is just so weird with a lot of his speaks. And again, he's all like, "Oh, the reason why we're losing money is because we don't have people, like, we don't have stars showing up every week." Well, you don't have people that feel like stars, so that's why. Anyways, yeah, Vince McMahon just really rubbed me the wrong way, with what he was how he was talking, what he was saying, and then the exact thing he was saying wasn't coming back. Basically, came back in 2 segments. I'll kick you in the vagina, and a man coughing up blood, which is way more brutal than just a dude having blood fall down his face.
Yeah, I saw another angle from the opposite side showing how they did the chair spot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw it, but like as he's falling down, Seth Rollins grabs the chair with his hand out, so he pulls it down so he doesn't actually land on top of it. That's nice, but it only looks good from the TV side. Like when I saw the other side, it's like, oh, okay. So he didn't even touch the chair.
Whereas Adam Cole went back first onto that part in 2 chairs back first, where it just thinking about it hurts my back.
I was actually going to say just wait for the superhuman. Mm-hmm. Wait, he legit, it was belly first right into the table part of it, and it's going to be covered in barbed wire and like on fire.
Yeah.
It's all for the juggalos and the juggalettes.
Whoop whoop.
Fuck this shit.
Oh my gosh. Alright, what is your rant or praise, good sir?
Well, it's more of a commentary in kind of a rant form. I was talking about the massive size of WWE. I actually looked it up. You remember I said in the earlier segment when I didn't see Drake Maverick's wife in the roster counts. I was looking that up just to look up the number of people actually on the roster, and it was just WWE 205 Live, just the main roster in 205 Live. There was
so not NXT or NXT UK.
Right, I didn't.
Okay.
I couldn't even really find one on NXT UK. Maybe there's probably one in there. I just didn't see it under the superstars list. But with that, they had what was like 114 people. And that's in actual active wrestlers.
114.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. There's a lot of people. As you can imagine. Yeah, of course, that's technically is counting tag teams as separate people, but because that's how they're just listed on there. And I know technically list has announcers and stuff, but I didn't count anyone who's an announcer or doesn't wrestle full time. So, but yeah, 114, and I looked up I did the math, but let me just do it again right now, so I can have it. 114 times. So if you gave each one 10 minutes, then I think you would have to go through about 19 hours worth of programming. Because you did the 114 times 10 divided by 60. So, basically 19 hours worth of program to just give everyone a 10-minute match, a week.
Wow.
So, and you'd be surprised because you'd I haven't seen these guys forever.
Yeah, there's so many people that we just haven't seen on TV, like Asuka and Kairi, or Rusev. Finn Balor's about to take a 2 months.
I was even thinking Shelton Benjamin.
Him too. The Hardy Boys, since Jeff got injured.
Yeah, I didn't count Jeff in that list either. I just counted Mad. Because, actually, I didn't even think I counted Mad because I was still thinking he was mostly doing backstage stuff. So that could even be more. It could be 116.
That's even crazier. Oh my gosh.
There was a few guys in there. It was I don't know. They did something recently, but it's been a long time. So I wasn't even counting. So it could go up if you start counting some people like that.
Yeah, that.
And most when I came to NXT, I tried looking up. They had a thing like all the NXT's pictures, their tryout pictures and stuff. And I was looking at that. That was a huge number. That was over 50 people. And I barely recognized any of them. And they used such a limited number for every takeover event.
Wow, that's just baffling.
And that's just NXT, not NXT UK.
Yeah, but that is just so baffling that the
Or
enormous
NXT Canada.
rise.
Or NXT Japan. Or NXT Mexico.
Or NXT New Zealand. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But yeah, that's just ridiculous that they have so many people. Because we forget about some people and we don't get to watch all the fun matches they have.
Yeah, someone shouldn't go through your roster and be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that guy. He's still in there, huh?"
Right.
Yeah.
Another person we haven't seen in forever, Jinder Mahal.
Oh yeah, and the Singh brothers. They were.
Well,
Singh brothers always been them on too, if I was.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So that's
They
something.
finally brought them over there.
That's something for him, but yeah, it was like, oh yeah, Ginger.
And he was a champion last year too. The WWE champion. How
Yes.
far has that man fallen?
Yeah, from the pinnacle to the pit there, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess our rants are done.
Mm-hmm.
Use people more often, because I mean, look at what they do. They have this huge. They have 3 hours. They have 3 hours. They can have everybody utilized in a certain way without just.
I think if we go back and count it,
Yeah.
like Triple Mania probably be the only way they can get everyone on the show.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you could do backstage segments and plant seeds for future storylines. I mean, they don't all have to have matches.
I don't have to be there every week either, you know. I'm not saying that, but you gotta be doing something. And more than just house shows. See the other 30% of, or 40% of the roster you never see by tuning into Smackville.
Mm-hmm. And even then, Smackville had most of the people that we've already seen. Samoa Joe, Dolph, and Kofi was in one of those matches, and we always see them.
I didn't even think it was the full thing. I think it was just like an hour of it.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure a live event. The problem is I don't put the ginger stuff on there.
Poor Jinder Mahal.
But the same old. That's what these people came
Mm-hmm.
for.
No one wants some new stuff anymore.
This is the Dodge dollar menu cheeseburger from McDonald's of wrestling. They like what they want and they want what they like. Is it good wrestling? Fire that man.
Or just make him have to always sell the leg horribly.
Yeah.
Every match.
But I'm not even a wrestler. Sell the knee. That should be his new thing.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Rollins. The more reference to Game of Thrones. Instead of bend the knee,
Mm-hmm.
it's sell the knee. Someone should get on that and make a shirt of it. Just like Daenerys, but with Seth Rollins' face. Just sell the knee.
Oh my word.
I saw like a clip from like RuPaul's Drag Race where they had like a dance off, but it's like one of the people on there had Daenerys' face and the other had Jon Snow's face.
Wow.
Had that insecurity off that time, but yeah. So that's it of that.
What?
Oh, that was another news story we forgot to talk about. Caitlyn's ex-husband said that when he was still married to Caitlyn, that Seth Rollins sent nude pictures to her.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's what he's alleging, and it's just an alleged thing. So, take that for what you will. Alleged from an ex.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we know from past experience that he does send nudes.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's no knowledge if that's legitimate, and there's no knowledge if it was a consensual one. as if they were in a relationship in a sense. It's no real knowledge deep to that, mostly because it was just from his perspective. So it's a tainted perspective. So just take it with what you will.
Yeah, with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I wouldn't put too much effort into there or a text that belongs too much for it until you hear more stuff from it. So without Caitlin even bother talking about it, I don't think it would be good press for her and her adventures.
And we also have another news that we completely forgot. Tennille Dashwood is now an Impact Knockout.
Yes.
She signed a multi-year deal, which is cool.
More losses for AEW. I mean, more losses for ROH, I should say. That was a shame that she didn't, end up going to AEW. That'd be an Impact, they're doing and stuff for it.
Yeah, their women's roster is stacked.
Yeah.
Yes, they did lose Scarlett Bordeaux, but they still have what's her
Tessa
name?
Blanchard,
Tessa,
Taya Valkyrie,
Su Yung, Rosemary.
Yes.
They did lose Allie, but they still have Kira Hogan. They also have what's her name? She's like a thick lady. Oh my gosh, what is your name? Like Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace. I think there's a couple others, and also your main lady that does the behind the scenes stuff is what is her? Gail Kim. So there's a lot of great names in the women's division over in Impact. So hopefully something happens to where they can stay afloat, because it's not looking the best for Impact.
Yeah, who knows? Tessa could have jumped from one singing ship to another. But all the best for her.
You mean Tennille, right?
Tennille, yes. Tennille Dashwood. But I mean, Tennille could have just jumped from one sinking ship to another.
Yeah. So here's to hoping, eh? I wonder what ROH women's are doing, because I know Kelly Klein is still their champion.
Most of what I hear is people being disappointed in this. So there's mostly online what I hear. So it made sense for her to leave.
Who would have thought that out of nowhere, ROH, where it was being completely praised, is just now not within like a year?
Yeah, it's definitely, for American companies, I guess you would look at as maybe a third for praise. Because I think people would still probably put it over main roster WWE, maybe below it even, but I think they'd still overall probably put it above WWE, but I think it would definitely be below AEW and Impact. And that's also for people to know that we're not like negative or biased against Impact Wrestling. We have enjoyed some of the pay-per-views we've seen, and we paid for the pay-per-views too. So
100%.
Supporting them. We haven't seen some of the newer ones, but that's just because of scheduling conflicts, really.
Exactly. We wanted to. It's just we didn't know of it. We would need to know at least 2 weeks in advance.
Yeah, so we need to do more research on it. It's just kind of our fault there, and it just ends up being more conflict of stuff.
As well as kind of expensive too, because theirs is a bit pricey.
Yeah, but we've enjoyed this stuff, so we're not saying this as negative of them as a promotion.
Not at all.
It's just an obvious thing. They've been declining ratings. Would like for them to do better. I know ROH should do better with ratings, but I mean, we'll at least definitely give credit that Impact is better booked than ROH has been. We've said that was like our first exposure to like a full ROH show, and that we were heavily disappointed in the ROH side.
Yes,
it was like nearly every match that was just pure ROH was just
it was unsatisfying to say the least.
Yeah, so that was pretty disappointing, and we definitely weren't that way when it comes to Impact. So that
I remember one of the first couple shows we watched. We were enjoying it from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not saying that they've done everything 100%.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely also joked at some of the sillier things,
like we would,
like that guy being married to transforming Tommy Dreamer, Eddie Edwards, and I wasn't a big fan of their matchup together because I thought it contradicted itself.
They brought in the fire. Well, they teased the fire, but they didn't go through with it.
And also the fact that you're going crazy. What says the guy who's about to throw someone through a flaming table? What the hell, man? That's completely contradicting your point.
Exactly.
So, but beyond that, there's some good stuff that we've enjoyed.
Also, one of the most ridiculous.
And you can see some of our reaction videos.
One of the most ridiculous. Yes, you can on our channel.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most ridiculous things was Allie's turn to crazy, which it was just kind of ridiculous as well. What were some of those?
That was kind of
when she went into
the Pell.
Yeah, and then Kira tried to get her out or whatever. Or no, Kira was there and Allie tried to get her out and then she turned.
You kind of have to go all in on that, you know. You can't do that sometimes and nothing. Like you can work for Lucha Underground because they were always that.
Mm-hmm.
It was always. What should? The next one, just the next one, August 3rd.
Okay.
As A Block. That's Lucha Underground would do that all the time, where it was all supernatural kind of real. You can't kind of go from real stuff to
the supernatural.
Yeah, it doesn't work. That's drawing, just and once again, still not to show any bias, because I know there's a lot of people online sensitive about the apparent bias with people being against Impact, but as the whole stuff with Bray Wyatt versus Ranger Wooden, it was it was jarring. So
hopefully this new thing with the Fiend is a lot better.
Yeah, as long as they don't try to make it out as supernatural, because like I said, the rest of the show doesn't lend to that. Just make him serial killer that hosts his own kids show, which popular horror subgenre.
Anyways, let's go on to our next segment.
Yes.
It's Book It Ourselves,
right,
where we take a lot of stuff and we book it ourselves. And let's book a 16-man tournament for WWE, just to give them. I know we did a G1 2 weeks ago, style tournament, but this time it's going to be a single elimination, 16-man. We're going to have Raw side and SmackDown side. Which one would you like to take?
Raw side.
Okay, so we're going to go the first match. Who's it going to be from Raw side?
Trying to remember who's on Raw. Drew McIntyre.
Okay.
Versus.
I'll let you know if you're right or wrong.
That's on.
Yeah, that makes it easier.
It's hard to tell because of the wild card rule.
Well, apparently that is going to be no more soon.
They're also still adding more people to the Battle of Los Angeles.
Oh.
I'm just going to wait till it's done.
Until it's almost,
Does final entrance. I know David Starr is another one.
Oh my gosh, why are there so many champions? Okay, so that's not... Okay, let me see if Wikipedia will have this roster. No one cares about me. All right, Raw. Here we go.
Okay, so as I said, first Drew McIntyre, right?
Yes.
Someone. Well, how about him versus Cedric Alexander?
Okay.
I'm expecting like
their feud.
expecting a lot of like first round stuff to be stuff that you look and think kind of like obvious he's kind of going on that this person's gonna defeat him, so that the more later on will be the who's gonna win this one,
Mm-hmm.
So start off with the easy stuff.
So you want to hear something funny?
What?
Cedric Alexander.
Oh, Eric Young, that's another one. I was like, oh yeah, I almost forgot.
Yeah. So Cedric Alexander has a win over Drew McIntyre. Like clean rolled up victory win.
That's something.
Yep.
Since he's gotta be in there, Seth Rollins versus I'm sure still heel Mojo Rawley.
Yes, he is still a heel.
Yeah, so that'd be a good one.
Right. So who won in your scenario? Who wins?
Drew and Seth.
Drew and Seth. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. What is your third matchup?
Third matchup here, we're gonna have Baron Corbin versus he's gonna have a stipulation where for whatever reason he gets to pick his own guy, and he goes Kurt Hawkins.
Okay.
So
and the winner here
is Kurt Hawkins. Surprise victory.
Okay, with the roll up.
Yeah. He gets a little help from Zack Ryder because they tagged earlier. He gets a little help with the distraction, rolls up, and makes Baron Corbin look like a fool for going out in the first round because he's going to be like, this whole time, he's like, I'm going to win, man. It's going to be me.
And the final match for Raw side.
Do AJ Styles versus... Trying to think. Instead of AJ Styles, no, I don't want to do it. Guy who's the champion. That'd be sticky. How about Cesaro
Okay.
versus how about EC3?
Okay.
Get him to do something.
Cesaro versus EC3.
But Cesaro taking the win there.
Cesaro's winning.
Yes.
All right. So we have Cesaro. We have Kurt Hawkins, Seth Rollins, and Drew McIntyre. Who does Drew McIntyre face?
Drew McIntyre will face Cesaro.
Cesaro.
Yes.
And Seth Rollins versus Kurt Hawkins.
Yes.
Who wins each of their matches?
It will be a close one, but Drew McIntyre will pull the victory out on Cesaro. And it will be a pretty nice contest, but it will be still one-sided to Seth Rollins.
And Seth gets the win?
Yes.
All right, so it's Drew versus Seth in the finals for Raw side. Who wins on the Raw side?
We go Seth Rollins about to hit the curb stomp to win. It's a very competitive match. He just pulls it out, selling both knees at this point. But he goes about to hit the curb stomp, but then he hears Brock Lesnar music gets distracted, and stops, and like he's doing the run up. Hears it gets distracted, and Drew McIntyre pops up, hits him with a claymore as he's distracted. His mid charge up, and then gets the 1, 2, 3, gets the victory.
All right, so Drew McIntyre is in the finals. All right,
Yes.
so I'm gonna do SmackDown side. All right, there's women. All right, so I will continue on with the no champions that you did. Right now it's Shinsuke. Come on. Right now it is Shinsuke and the New Day that are your champions, so we'll keep them all out. And
that was one that's listed, but I didn't put was Big Show. He's still listed in the roster.
That's
but
so
I was
funny.
like, he hasn't been there for a while.
As well as Sin Cara. What?
Yeah. but I think I listed Sin Cara because it was just like, because isn't he like Lucha House Party or something? Well, no, he does not part of Lucha House
No,
Party,
he's
but
not.
I'm sure he's backstage. At least.
Okay. That's
it's like, I don't know where Paul. Oh, actually, he has a new show, doesn't he? He's gonna make a new Netflix show, right?
No, Big Show is.
Yeah, the Big Show.
Yeah.
The Big Show show. Yeah, not Sin Cara. Sin Cara's not gonna be the Netflix show.
It's called Botchamania.
but that's so Sin Cara, he's probably backstage, but that's why I didn't put Big Show in there.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so
if
here we
you
go.
put it, it'd be even more people than 114. So
Right. Oh, so apparently Jinder is inactive with a knee injury.
That's why he's not there.
Yeah. So here we go. I got it. The first matchup is going to be a returning Eric Rowan. No, what?
It's not returning.
I got the wrong name. I'm sorry.
A
returning Luke Harper. They don't have his first name in here. It's stupid because Luke Harper sounds cool. Harper just sounds dumb by itself. Luke Harper, and he will be facing off again. Actually, I'm going to say this. It's going to be Luke Harper versus Eric Rowan.
And it's Audrey coming out. Everybody dies.
Does all Suzuki Gun end up attacking? Is that like Suzuki Gun?
It's a common thing, but it's not like they all do it.
Oh, okay. So yeah. Anyway, it's gonna be Eric Rowan versus Luke Harper, and it's gonna start off as like a big Hoss match, but then out of nowhere, Luke Harper ends up really showing his athleticism and doing things that Eric Rowan is just like, how am I supposed to defeat this all-around athletic guy? I don't understand. And of course, Luke Harper will get the win there. Next, we will have R-Truth versus Randy Orton, because I think that would be funny. And this is going to be your comedy match where, well, not your comedy match, but it's going to be your match where Randy Orton, in all cases purposes, should win. But then out of nowhere, R-Truth just rolls him up for the victory. And then we're going to have pure
give a suggestion
work
there.
rate.
You have a point, like he's doing the fist, pounding thing,
Mm-hmm.
and R-Truth stands up, he goes for the RKO, but he's like, wait, dance break.
That'd be actually a funny way to counter that.
Yeah. Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh, it's Suzuki Gun meetup. And then we have Rusev facing off against Shelton Benjamin. I think that would be really, really fun. With Rusev getting the win here. And then we will have Chris Axel's still there?
Yeah.
Haven't seen him in forever. That's right, he's on the B team. And then we'll have Aleister Black. There we go. Aleister Black versus ooh, I want to see that. Versus Buddy Murphy with a 35-minute classic, 5.5-star match where it's just like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And out of nowhere, Black Mass gets the win. Like he's on Murphy's Law is about to get hit. He flips out of it. Black Mass. I think that would be a cool way to finish the match. So we have I have who's my four winners again? Rusev,
Luke Harper,
Aleister Black, and
said Shelton Benjamin was in the match.
that one was R-Truth.
R-Truth and Radio 1, yeah.
Yeah. So, R-Truth versus Aleister Black. And it's going to have a lot of comedy and stuff just to see Aleister Black's comedy chops. The same thing is about to happen. It's about to...
R-Truth stops him and it's like, why is it a black mass?
So, R-Truth is like, oh my gosh, what is this? What's going on? He's about to hit the black mass. He stops him. He's like, dance break. So, and Aleister Black is dancing with them, and out of nowhere he turns and hits a black mass anyway. 1, 2, 3. Aleister Black is in the semifinals, and we have Luke Harper versus Rusev in a really good match, really fun. Luke Harper playing the face here. Rusev is about to get the victory, but out of nowhere, it's Luke Harper. Luke Harper gets a huge win here, which is much needed for him. And then Aleister Black versus Luke Harper, really cool to see. Luke Harper's about to get the win, and he just can't get it. Black mass, Aleister Black wins. Yes. So it's going to end up being Aleister Black versus Drew McIntyre. Who would get the win here?
I guess you gotta give it to Aleister Black.
Okay. Aleister Black with a big win. And that's technically his second finals, because he was in the finals of the G1 against Big E, loses, goes to the next one, and actually gets the win.
How about this? At least keep Drew McIntyre looking strong.
Mm-hmm.
He kicks out one black mass.
There we go. And every time he's about to hit the Claymore, a dodge or a reversal, something to where like he just can't hit his finishing move. Like that's the story towards the end of the match. He's trying so hard, he just cannot get that finishing move, and then boom, the second blast mass hits. Game over.
Okay. Yeah.
That was a fun booklet.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on to the penultimate segment. It is What Do You Think? It is where we take a question from our own minds and we ask our fellow compadres, what do you think? And I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
When Triple H finally takes over, do you think we'll see more tournaments on the main roster?
Yeah, you probably see more.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
maybe
if
some
really...
annual ones like
Mm-hmm.
he does with the Dusty Tag Team Classic.
And
I think if they did like a true Dusty Classic, where it's like every match has to end in a Dusty finish.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, I can see him doing more tournaments because he seems to not have really a big problem with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like to do a whole lot of those in WWE and NXT, but I think it'd be a little more regular. Like I say, may do more annual tournaments.
Because I mean, if you really want to utilize more of your guys,
And what it was said is that Vince McMahon doesn't like the idea of tournaments, so that's why we don't see more of them.
That doesn't make any sense. Because tournaments are amazing.
Because like tournaments or tag team matches was sneezing.
What he does like though is pushing a person into a pool.
Surprised there wasn't a stipulation yet.
A no. Here you go, Vince. Here's a free idea for you for SummerSlam.
You could do like a special battle royale for SummerSlam. Where it's like surrounded by a pool.
A ring surrounded by a pool, and there is no turnbuckles. There you go, Vince. Free idea. Use it however you will. But yeah, so crazy indeed. Because tournaments are fun and amazing, and it makes the show feel more competitive for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Like right, I saw that one coming. So what's on your question here?
He really loves his octopus holds, doesn't he?
Yes. So I guess overall, what do you think of G1?
Overall,
Yeah, I know you talked about it a little before, but this is your first full G1 tournament that you're trying to see most of the matches for.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think of not only this one, but the concept of G1 altogether? And anything that you can see, like, do you see any improvements you may want to make, or just things you want to point out? So just like G1 overall, not just the quality of matches.
Hey, alright, yeah, totally. I would have to say, there are a couple of things that I have noticed that I'm not the biggest fans of. The B blocks for me I just haven't been able to get into. And it's not so much that the quality of matches are just horrible. It's just a lot of the victories and a lot of the storytelling elements just it just doesn't mesh well with me. Whether it be Jeff Cobb. Okay, when he was facing off against Okada, he did that, but he did not go all the way. He went all halfway, and then he did a moonsault.
Yes, I saw that.
That was mental. That was so cool.
And now you like guillotine.
Guillotine. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. I would, if I was a wrestler, that'd be my finishing submit. Oh my gosh, a crossbody. A crossbody. That's what it's called.
A very large crossbody for
Yes.
a very large man.
And he actually made himself look like he was in a cross, not out, but across. That's cool. Anyways, a lot of the times where, like, Yano getting certain victories just doesn't really make sense to me. Jeff Cobb being a face when he acts like a heel, or just a couple of other things, you know, but other than those are the only nitpicks I have for B block. I can't really say that it was horrible, because a lot of the matches were really good. Like Naito Juice, I really enjoyed that match. Juice and Goto was really good. So it's just a couple of things where I'm just like, on that side. I did hear from Francesca Bettinelli that, because she watched some of it with us, or a couple of matches with me, the length of the matches she wasn't completely into, because she felt like sometimes they did run a bit long. But other than that, though, match length could be worked upon, where there's more of a variety versus every match going 20 to 25 minutes. So just a couple of things like that. Overall, though, I'm having a blast. I haven't been able to watch every match, like I've mentioned earlier, but I've really enjoyed what I have seen overall. End of Days? That's not End of Days.
Black Hole Slam?
Black Hole Slam. He would probably have a really cool looking Deep Six. They should give him the Deep Six too. Oh, he got a. Ooh! That looked painful. And then also, Lance Archer. I'm going to say this. Lance Archer, never seen him before, but he is just a star in the making here. He just pulled Zack Sabre Jr. up himself. He wants to use his everybody must die, or everybody dies claw.
Well, first he wants to get his blackout.
That's a cool looking move.
Well, but may have cost him.
And Zack gets the V, which stands for victory, if anybody is wondering. But yeah, overall, really enjoying it, and I'm actually really excited to see who gets to win. And it's really interesting how Sonata is out of nowhere getting a bunch of wins. 2 more weeks. If Okada loses 2 more times and Sonata wins his next 2, Sonata could get the win. Ibushi is 1 behind. He could potentially get the win overall, for his second block victory in a row. There's a lot going down, and that I'm interested to see how it all plays out. I think there's only 2 weeks left, or maybe even 1. Let me quickly find out, because I have it right here. There's only 2 nights left for both. Yeah, there's only 2 nights left for both blocks, so it'll be interesting.
Looks like he's attacking the ref.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Zack's laughing, and he gives him a thumbs up. Discord and Suzuki-gun?
Okay, so did you have any other points, or?
No, that's all.
Okay.
Rambled a bit at the end, but yeah, it's time to finish it off with the final segment of the show, the mailbag. It's where we take questions from everywhere and we ask it, or we take questions from the comments from you guys. But they're always done for a while. One question I heard, which I'd like for us to talk about, is the women's tag team division. What's going on there?
Asuka and Cute and Kairi Sane to win it. I'm sure. I know they're doing some stuff with them. Maybe just not on TV.
Yeah,
but I'm sure you're possibly gonna have something at SummerSlam on the pre-show. But what they do with them then, I don't know.
It's just it's
crazy. It's like they've been building possible tag teams, but they're not doing anything with them storyline wise.
They haven't done anything really with 5 people.
It's like
5 teams, and it's just crazy.
Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross. What's some other ones that have already been paired off together? And it's like you're pairing off women into teams, but they're not.
And then the champions, the Iconics, and Kairi Sane, and the Kabuki. Oh, what the crap? We're still recording, but the camera decided to cut off for some reason.
Yeah, think if we had like Alexa Bliss and her crazy staple. It's like Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, and Alicia Fox. If she returns full time, I know they brought her back to the Raw reunion, but you know, just gotta bring her back full time, you know.
Okay, that one's back on. What? Just give me 1 more second. Keep talking.
Yeah, so they've been doing a lot of work to build them, but they haven't put them in matches together.
Yeah.
So hopefully they start adding more people around. I think they have the women to do it with, but I don't know. Let's just see and hope for the best.
Yes, 100%. Because we love these we love these women wrestlers, and we want to see them utilized properly.
So, here's a question. What's some dream conflicting style matchups that you have? Here's one for an example. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Orange Cassidy.
That doesn't make sense in my head.
Say it's super conflicting styles. Paired together to
Mm-hmm.
make what should be an interesting matchup. Go.
I'm gonna piggyback off of your Orange Cassidy and put into that match Minoru Suzuki. That's super conflicting. Or Ishii. Or Undertaker. That'd be weird. Undertaker versus Orange Cassidy. Okay, I got a pretty good one too. And he's right there. It's Mr. Will Ospreay. And I'm going to put him in a match against super conflicting. So that'd be a just person who doesn't really do much or move much. Well, Drat. The Great Khali. There we go. Great Khali versus Will Ospreay.
Definitely an interesting matchup there.
Mm-hmm.
So, the other questions?
Yeah. One, so we know that they have been having trouble with timing issues and a couple of other things. But a lot of times camera capturing or missing to capture certain bits in the ring. How do you think the very first episode of AEW show is going to go down? You think they're going to have some troubles? You think it's going to...
There's always some troubles, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, I think overall it's still going to be an entertaining show.
Yeah, it'd definitely be interesting to see. Hopefully there's nothing like that too drastic that happens to them. Because I know the very first pay-per-view, there's too many people and it didn't work for the first match. Double or Nothing, a couple things happened. So we'll definitely see.
So here's something from Trevor Murdoch saying that for Harley Race, he needed to be transferred from Atlanta to St. Louis for the medical reasons before he died. And he needed, take a flight there for medical reasons, but Medicare wasn't going to cover him. So they made a call to WWE, and they said 10 minutes later it was paid in full by Vince McMahon. So
that's interesting.
yeah, so that's a nice thing for what they did.
Mm-hmm.
It, sadly didn't help in the end, but
Yeah.
they tried their best.
And I know we give Vince a lot of flack for a lot of things. A lot of things well deserved. However, there is still a lot of good that he has done. So, and he still loves a lot of people. So that's really good to hear.
Yeah, so that's a good one. I'm just looking up stuff, for news or any type of information
Oh
stuff.
my gosh, this is intense. That was a good sequence right there. That's interesting. Here's a question.
What?
Why don't you think we see a lot of sequences in WWE anymore? Like, it is very rare for a match to have like good sequences.
I don't know. Just I guess depends on producers.
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult to say. I mean, I know they still do have some sequences, but
Like, very fast-paced dodge reversal sequences, we don't really get a lot of.
I guess they may just not look at it as their style or whatever, what have you.
Mm-hmm. And you'd think AJ Styles versus Ricochet could totally have amazing sequences. Oh well. One can only hope.
Mm-hmm. Did we point out the fact that Cain Velasquez? I know we talked earlier about it, but
Mm-hmm.
MMA star Cain Velasquez made wrestling debut. Really went all in on it. You know, you see that's him in that match there. You know, he wasn't doing like a shoot style stuff. He was like, I'm gonna go full lucha on this.
Mm-hmm.
So, a great effort there from Cain Velasquez. Like I said, still trying to look up interesting things to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
What this last one? I'm distracted by dog photos. So yeah. So you have anything more?
Not really.
I saw a video earlier of the original Bro throwing a first pitch at a baseball game,
Mm-hmm.
but he also attacked the mascot.
He attacked a mask.
Yes, well, I mean,
That's funny.
playfully, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I think I saw Suzuki do the same thing at a Japanese baseball game. So that's pretty funny. No, I'm not seeing any other interesting points to bring up,
Mm-hmm.
talk about. Okay.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about nah. Because you didn't really watch WCPW in the early stages.
Or the any stages.
I think you only saw one match.
Yeah. Someone's asking Meltzer if Ciampa is ready to come back yet, and Dave said he's got a long road ahead of him, but they say he's recovering well. He says next spring or summer to be most likely. So take it with the information that he would know.
Mm-hmm.
So it looked like Killer Cross was looking like Cobra Commander.
Mm-hmm. Is that Miss Scarlet? Yeah, that's Scarlet Bordeaux.
Yeah, aren't they dating?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. Because then as people were saying, like, when she left, that he was probably the follower then. I think he's still there, though. No, you left, right? Didn't we cover that? Killer Cross? Yeah, Killer Cross, he's not there anymore.
Both of them.
At the same time.
He was the one where he was like, hey, I need a raise. And they were like, no, go get a second job. And he was like, are you kidding me?
Okay, I get a second job. And a first job. Ding, ding, ding.
How come we don't see that in WWE either? Where they use the referees as their advantage, like evil.
Sometimes they do, but it's not common. That's still crazy, OJ making that Twitter.
Very crazy.
And it's also crazy that he didn't make it at If I Did It. You know about that?
He wrote a book.
Yeah, he wrote a book like If I Did It.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I didn't kill her, but if I did do it, this is how.
I think he needs to just be locked up.
Yeah, so anyways. Anything else?
Nah, nothing I can think of. So, I guess it's time to sign out. Thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. It means a lot to us. Don't forget everything that we talked about, whatever you think about, please leave us some comments down below and we'll respond. So that way we have a conversation going. It'd be really interesting to hear. After you do that, please don't forget to give us those sexy, sexy likes.
And the unsexy ones.
Well, after you do that, take this video and all of our videos and share them to your friends.
And enemies.
After that, you might as well. Please hit that subscribe button so that way you are part of the Smarky family. And then go ahead and ring that notification bell because
You want to get notified for when we go live for our podcast shooting with the Smarky family.
mm-hmm.
And when we go live for live reactions to pay-per-views, inside or outside the WWE. And just when videos or information and polls go out, you want to get notified about that. And you get notified by ringing that bell.
Yes, and
Follow me on Twitter at Liam_SWA.
follow me on Twitter at IsaJ_STP. We got it right this time. Heck yeah. And then, watch more of our videos. We have quite a few. Next week we will be competing for Liam's championship, and hopefully we're able to we'll be able to crown a new champion and myself. We'll see. Thanks again, guys, so much for watching, and until next time, it will be awesome. See you later, everybody.
Bye, everybody.